Greetings, class from Northeast Mississippi. My name is Jerry King. I pastor a church here in the area. My choice of biography for this class was the biography of Donald MCGavran, his early life and ministry, and it was written by Vern Middleton. Donald MCGavran was born in Dhamma, India on December the 15th, 1897, to John and Helen MCGavran. McGavran's childhood was different than a lot of ours because he was homeschooled for the first 13 years or so of his life, and he lived there in India with his parents, so he became bilingual at a very early age. In 1910, his parents and them moved back to the United States on furlough. And at the time, his dad was called to Tulsa, Oklahoma to pastor a church. And it was during this time that Donald MCGavran committed his life to Christ and was baptized. And in the fall of 1915, MCGavran enrolled in Butler College. And as many of you know, that this was right on the outskirts of World War I. So when World War I rolled around the United States, when they entered it, MCGavran joined the military and was a member of the 139th Field Artillery. So he was a World War I veteran. Later, when he come home, he enrolled in Yale University, or Yale College, in seminary. And there, he completed his degree, but while he was there, he was one of the leaders in the Dansbury Conference movement, which he spoke out against liberalism and stuff like that. In 1923, he married Mary Elizabeth Howard of Muncie, Indiana. Now, according to Middleton, MCGavran, while he was in Yale, he didn't leave without taking some valuable information with him. MCGavran was a student of the Bible, and he was a student of missions. And it is important for us to note that in the field of missiology or missions, that few individuals have impacted the theory and practice more than the father of the church growth movement. And this is what MCGavran was known as, was a father of church and growth development. And after he and his wife were ordained as missionaries in 1923, they spent around 30 years as missionaries in India, and MCGavran decided to come back to the States. And but while he was there in India, he served as the executive treasurer of the Indian missions to the United Christian Missionary Service, which consisted of about 70 missionaries. Now, this book was fairly detailed in MCGavran's his formative years, and it takes a while to get to the part to where he actually gets into the missions. But once you do, it's well worth reading. Middleton gives a very good detailed look at MCGavran's life and his emphasis on church growth and how he instigated the emphasis there, and the need of missionary organizations to concentrate their personnel and resources toward church planting among those receptive people. So when he come back to the United States, he was pushing the idea of church growth, and he also ended up working in as the director of missions at I'm trying to think of the college there. It skips my mind right now, but anyway, he was there in California, in Pasadena, California. So he spent a lot of time dealing with missions, and also spent a lot of time developing the idea of and the principle of the emphasis of group conversion, and how the idea created a renewed conversation, debate about the definition of Christian missions. So McGavran was an interesting individual, and I would recommend this book to read, but I would recommend that you would read it at a time to where you really don't have any other thing to read. It is a very heavy read, a very detailed read, and the length of this book, I believe, is borderline, you know, as far as being too long to read in just a few weeks. But, you know, if you're an avid reader or an average reader, I wouldn't recommend reading or trying to read it for an assignment. But if you're an avid reader, I would recommend you to read it. It's a good book on missions and missiology. The book was designed to pique the interest of students that might be studying the history of missions. And we all know that William Carey was a father of missions, but as I've read, I've found out that that Donald MCGavran was the father of church growth and development as far as we know it today. And McGavran lived until 2003. He was 102 years old when he passed away. And I found it very interesting that he lived in 3 different centuries. So hope you enjoy the video. Hope you have time to read the book. And if you do, I would recommend that you read the life story of Donald MCGavran and his early life and works in the field of missions. Thank you. Have a good day. God bless you. Bye.